You are tuning in 10 minutes of BPTV News with me, Thu Anh, and now let's take a look at the top stories. Communications intensified to boost Binh Phuoc's image. Binh Phuoc focuses on training high-quality young workforce. Grand ceremony marks the 70th anniversary of Điện Biên Phủ victory. Optimistic signs for fruit and veggie export. Ladies and gentlemen, a project on promoting the image of Binh Phuoc province in 2024 and 2025 and a vision to 2030 were recently approved by the Provincial People's Committee. The theme in the province for the 2024 is communication and promotion to attract investment for the socio-economic development of Binh Phuoc province.
The focus will be on promoting the province's potential, strengths, investment attraction policies, and notable achievements in socio-economic development, emphasizing its clean, safe, and civilized living environment. It also aims to highlight the diverse local cultural identity with various ethnic groups coexisting harmoniously. Communications will also be enhanced regarding the province's tourism offerings, with emphasis given to ecotourism products linked with environmental protection. Local high-quality industrial and agricultural products will also be highlighted, along with efforts and dynamism in digital transformation and state administrative reform. The project will also identify the specific targets of promotional activities such as domestic and foreign businesses, intellectuals, artists, workers from both in and outside of the province, and the general public, with a focus on domestic and international visitors as well as overseas Vietnamese.
A proposal on investment policy decision for the construction of the Ho Chi Minh City Thủ Dầu Một Trân Thành Expressway passing through Binh Phuoc province is among 5 proposals unanimously agreed upon by the Provincial People's Committee to be presented for discussion at the 13th session of the Provincial People's Council in May.
The other proposals will be submitted to the Provincial People's Committee to the May session, include a decision on investment policy for the construction of 18 classrooms at the Minh Hưng Secondary and High School in Truyền Town, and a decision on investment policy for the construction of the Luông Thị Vinh Secondary and High School in Bù Đăng District. The remaining includes a proposal on the midterm public investment capital plan from local budget sources for the 2021 to 2025 period. Addressing the meeting, Chairman of the Binh Phuoc Provincial People's Committee Trần Tuệ Hiền asked departments, agencies, and localities to focus on reviewing and preparing the necessary steps in the implementation of the expressway project. She also requested that they complete all procedures to meet requirements in project appraisal and approval and report to the Standing Committee of the Provincial Party Committee.
To create a high-quality young workforce and steadily increase employment over the years to come, vocational education institutions in Binh Phuoc province are focusing on innovation and the diversification of training programs toward modern, flexible, interconnected, and effective approaches.
Binh Phuoc has been experiencing rapid development, with 13 industrial parks now in operation, with significant employment needs, especially for young and dynamic workers. Under a plan in accordance with Directive 21 from the Party Center Committee Secretariat on continuing the innovation, development, and improvement of the quality of vocational education to 2030, Binh Phuoc province aims to enroll some 120,000 people in vocational training by 2030, with about 20% at the intermediate and college levels. It also aims to increase the proportion of employees with diplomas and certificates to 35 to 40% and ensure an employment rate of over 90% for vocational school and college graduates. Efforts will also be made to encourage 50% of junior high school and high school graduates to undertake vocational education.
Moving on to the top stories around the country. A grand ceremony and parade took place at the stadium of the northwestern province of Điện Biên in the morning of May the 7th, marking the 70th anniversary of the Điện Biên Phủ victory, May the 7th, 1954 to 2024.
The event was attended by current and former leaders of the party, state, and the Vietnam Fatherland Front. It also saw the presence of international guests from Laos, Cambodia, China, France, and delegates of foreign representative bodies in Vietnam, defense attaches of other countries, and representatives of overseas Vietnamese, among others. Party General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trong sent flowers to the event. The celebration began with a flag-raising ceremony and salute cannons. In his speech, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh, on behalf of the party and state, expressed endless gratitude to President Ho Chi Minh, General Vuong Nguyen Giap, predecessors, soldiers, war invalids, martyrs' families, pioneering youths, frontline workers, along with the entire armed forces and people nationwide for their utmost dedications, bravery, and sacrifice to create the historic Dien Bien Phu victory. He also appreciated the precious and wholehearted assistance from foreign countries, international friends, progressive and peace-loving forces worldwide. Following the ceremony, a military parade and a procession of civil forces gathering over 12,000 people took place to celebrate the anniversary. The Dien Bien Phu victory on May 7, 1954, forced the French colonialists to sit down at the negotiation table to discuss and sign the Geneva Accords on ending the war and restoring peace in Indochina in July 1954. The historic victory was not only significant to the Vietnamese Revolution, but also became a source of support for national liberation movements and marked the start of the collapse of the old colonialism around the world. Earlier the same day, a delegation of the Party Central Committee, the National Assembly, the State President, the government, and the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee, led by Prime Minister Chinh, offered incense and flowers at the temple dedicated to the soldiers falling down on the Dien Bien Phu battlefield. Party General Secretary Trong also sent a wreath in commemoration of the martyrs.
Fruit and vegetable export exceeded the $1 billion threshold for the first time ever in the first quarter of this year. Better still, there is plenty of space for such export to grow even further and reach a record $6 billion in export for the year as a whole. This will depend, however, on the capacity of businesses to capitalize on market opportunities.
Durians remained a major contributor to fruit and vegetable export turnover, with growth doubling compared to the Q1 average and rising 66% year-on-year. Despite lower prices at the moment after a period of continual increases, durian prices at orchards remain higher than last year, ensuring profits for growers. Notably, Vietnam surpassed Thailand to become the largest supplier of durians to China in the first quarter, and in fresh bananas supplanted the Philippines as the largest supplier to its northern neighbor. According to exporters, there remains significant export potential for bananas besides those heading to China. Though experts confirm the popularity of Vietnamese fresh fruit worldwide, they still believe that, to dominate the market, production and export firms must make greater efforts. Optimistic signs are also being seen as frozen durians and fresh coconuts are about to enter the Chinese market. Once this occurs, fruit exports will make yet another significant breakthrough, as the total export value of the sector could reach a record $6 billion this year, according to the Vietnam Fruit and Vegetable Association.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính emphasized the urgent need to develop a carbon market and carbon credit management mechanism in his recent issued directive.
The work is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions at a reasonable cost and to promote low-emission technologies, contributing to raising the competitiveness of businesses and the income of people participating in emission reduction and forest projects. The Prime Minister noted that the exchange and trading of carbon credits and the outcomes of greenhouse gas emission reduction need to support the country's emission target and ensure the harmony of the interests of the state, people, businesses, and other stakeholders. To that end, he assigned specific tasks to the Ministries of Industry and Trade, Transport, Construction, Agriculture and Rural Development, and Natural Resources and Environment, which will issue and put in place greenhouse gas emission mitigation plans in the third quarter of this year. The Prime Minister also called on localities to join efforts in this regard through specific measures.
And that is the end of our bulletin. To the web out new, please download BPTV Go or visit our website and YouTube channel. Now thanks for watching and see you in our next bulletin.